A little bit today about my decision to buy a Porsche 997 Turbo. That's what I'm going to title this. I'm sure a lot of people are having the same questions that I had, right? You want to buy a Porsche. That was me, car fanatic, love Porsches, knew it was going to be my next car. And from there, you have lots of choices. You can go 964, 993, your 996 is a bargain, right? Whether it's a base Carrera S, 4S, all the way up the line. 996 Turbo is an awesome car too. I really like those. Next in line, the 997, and I think arguably one of the best 911s of all time. I think a lot of people would probably support that. Still has hydraulic steering, so you kind of have that old school steering feel of the 911. You still have some modern comfort features. You have airbags. You have a really compliant ride. So, I thought about the 997. I also thought maybe I'll get a 991, considered PDK. The new ones, I test drove the new ones, awesome cars with the new turbos, really nice torque curve. So at the end of the day, it comes down to first, I love the look of this car, and now that I have it and I've driven it, it's incredible. Aesthetically, this is my favorite. Is the 997. From there, the turbo. I thought about Carrera S, but drove the turbo, researched the turbo, and I knew I had to have this car. It has the Metzger engine, which is part of the 996 and 997 turbo. 997 has the more desirable headlights, the newer interior. So why did I purchase this car? I feel like it's not going to depreciate. I feel like my money is safe. I look at this as checking, savings account, what have you, a large hunk of money. I can either have it sitting in the bank, earning no interest or very little interest, maybe in a CD or whatever, or I can park it in my garage. I think this is going to go up at 3-4%. And you know what? If these really catch on, this could go up at crazy values. This is a manual transmission. All right, so we'll talk a little bit more. If you are looking at a 997, this is before PDKs. So the were not very good, not sought after. For purpose of this, we'll just talk about the turbo model. If you're getting a 997 turbo or thinking about buying one, you're going to see a huge price discrepancy in the manual transmission versus the automatics. Some people joke and say the automatics, you can barely give them away. You'll see $20,000 price differences with equivalent year, mileage, everything else. 20,000 less for an automatic. I knew I had to have a manual. They're hard to find. And this ended up being the one. I'll tell you the story real quick, because anybody who's a car guy loves a good car story. So I was looking for one of these. I've been looking for one of these for probably a year. I went through looking at one in Montana. The guy decided not to sell it. It's a crazy situation. It's mine. Looked at one down in South Carolina at a dealer. Ran a DME on the car. It showed some error codes that were significant with the camshaft. The dealer didn't hardly know anything about the car. Really turned me off. I had my mechanic look at the DME. All right, so I passed on that one. One in California that I really had my eye on. I was getting close to it. The legit from back to the East Coast where I live, that was a little intimidating, but I was willing to deal with it. In the weekend that I needed to kind of think it over and plan things out, Monday touch base, car had a deposit on it. That was another one. So I'm kind of just hanging in there. I'm looking for the right one. And I had known about this car through the grapevine. This was my mechanic, Matt, who owns Euromotive. He works on my S4, great guy, Porsche guy. Had always told me about this car, this guy Gabe, and I had seen pictures of it, and Gabe had owned this car for almost 5 years, and it was meticulous. It was, midnight on the caramel tan interior, manual transmission, perfectly modded, 35,000 original miles are on it right now. So turns out Gabe, in the past, had never really wanted to sell the car. His fiance got accepted to medical school in California. Turns out they're moving out to California. My mechanic Matt heard about it, said, Gabe, you think you're going to take the car? I'm not sure. Boom, that's where I come in. So I sent him a text, said, hey, we have mutual friends. I know about your car. I'm in the market. Would you be willing to talk about it? He said yes. Negotiations and price talks and meetings. He wasn't, but he was willing to sell it if I paid the right price. And I don't think I overpaid for it, but I think I paid, a fair price for the car. So that's how the deal went. I love it. I'm so excited about it. This is my dream car, and this is my dream garage that I'm parking it in. So this is some awesome stuff going on right here. So I think this is an appreciating asset. Can you overpay for one? I mean, certainly you can overpay for anything, but you got to think if this is appreciating, even if you pay two car that maybe you get a great deal on a new 911 and you get it for 2,000 less than what you wanted to pay, that car is going to depreciate. It's going to go from 115,000 down to 90,000 in the matter of 2 years. This car, I think this is going to be worth 10 for 2 years from now. That's why I bought this. We love it. I'll tell you quickly the mods, which is the other reason I bought this. If I would have bought a stock one, and I looked at a couple of stock ones, I would have done all of the things that are already done to this car, which I'm a busy guy. I love to mod cars, but I also don't really have the time as much anymore. And this is done so nicely. All maintenance records. No aftermarket paint at all OEM original paint. We had it up on the lift. We did a PPI at Euromotive. The car's never been in any type of wreck. I mean, it is mint condition, always been correct. So the mods on this, HRE wheels set perfectly on here, no spacers or anything. They're just so flush. It has Bilstein Damptronic coilovers, the PSS10, I believe. Kit from AWE, which is really nice. Brand new Michelin Pilot Sport tires. It's got a tune, just a basic stage 1 tune. It has fab speed headers and a car graphics catback exhaust. I think that's everything. GT2 side skirts, GT2 rear wing. Not sure if you can see the front spoiler, but it has a GT2 style carbon front lip on it. Car is just beautiful. It just the way it is. It has clear film on it, and the clear film has been on for a few years, and it looks. The clear film is coming up in a couple places, so I probably will redo the clear film maybe a year from now, coming winter. So that's the story on the car. I'm going to do some really cool videos with this. I'll get some good exhaust clips and more about it. We'll talk more about this car and also my garage and building the dream car. Hit me up. But I hope if you were thinking about buying a 997 that maybe this convinced you that it was the right investment.